You're going to love this. Trust me.
Guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of Theme Deck Thursdays. My name is Josh. I am the Dragonball Junkie. Today, we're getting into some gameplay from a Set 6 Majin Buu Mono Blue deck that I built. This deck, this archetype, is really cool. I really like it. I enjoy it. It's pretty consistent. We got some support in the Battle Evolutions box recently, and I've been meaning to test it out with that support. So I got it for you with a lot of other good blue cards here today. Let's get into it right now. All right, guys. So before we get into this quick gameplay, this is my deck list. You can find it over at DBS Deck Planet. It's a great website where you can build Dragon Ball decks and all the good stuff. I'll also have a link down in the description that you guys can check out. But this is Set 6 Majin Buu Ability Absorber. I played this deck when it was new, when it first came out. I really liked it. I built it red-blue, and it was kind of decent. You can pull off some cool stuff, make it red-blue. There's another big red Buu, but now we've got enough blue Buu stuff to make it mono blue. We've gotten some support from the Evolution Booster box, as I said in the intro. But let's check out this leader. Permanent, you can't send cards from your drop area to warp. Got to remember that permanent when you build it. No overrealm. That's what that means. That is because this is a burst leader. On the front side is Majin Buu. Same permanent. When it attacks, it draws a card. And then once per turn, you can burst 3. And then choose one of your energy. You may place the chosen energy in your drop area. If you do, choose a Majin Buu card in your drop area and put it in your energy and rest mode. So you don't have to do anything with this if you want to just burst. So our super combos are going to be sparking super combos for the most part, because we're going to have sparking 5 very early, because we're going to be bursting cards. We also want to burst cards because we want to get Boos and Gohans and Gotenks all into our drop. We have other ways to get the Gohans and the Gotenks in there, so it's okay if you don't get them in there for bursting, but you should. You also want to make sure you have at least one Buu in your drop area before you start doing your stuff with the energy. This energy thing can be it can be tricky sometimes to figure out how you're going to play it. You're going to want to make sure that one energy that you're pulling back, you're tapping first. So if you have a 1 cost that you can play, some way to use that energy, because it's going to end up getting rested. So you want to use it before you do this. But basically, on our unawakens, and also we awaken at 4. When your life is at 4 less, draw 1 card, choose 1 card in your energy and switch it to active. Pretty basic awakening for the old Set 6 stuff. And then on its awakened side, Ability Absorber, it has Sparking 7, which we should have by the time we awaken because we've been bursting. So we should have 7 in the drop. When this card attacks, draw 1 card. It gets 5k for the turn. So now you have a 20k leader. Excuse me, a 20k leader, and you're still drawing on your attack. And then activate main once per turn. This is the same as the other side, but you don't have to burst, which is good because by the time you're awakened, you don't want to keep bursting or you would deck out. But your drop area should be pretty fat by the time you awaken, and you need to have a Buu in there, and you're going to want to have a Gotenks and Gohan. As I said, that is because our plays are basically, first let me go through the generic blue stuff that we have. This is themed for the deck, and it's an awesome unison, so why not throw it in there? We're not really relying heavily on our unisons because it's a turn 4 unison. I kind of just have it in here because it's themed, and often with blue control we can manage to get to turn 4, and once we play this guy, you know, we're set up and things are going good for us. If we're not killing on turn 4, we can play this guy out and it's whatever. And then so just 3 god ceilings, no need to run 4 because again it's such a late thing. I could even probably cut this down to 2 to be honest, to make the deck 50 instead of 51. Then we got 1 heroic prospect just in case, you know, if they're flooding the field with real heavy boss monsters, then we can shut them down for a turn. It gives us an extra negate too. Super combos we'll get to in a second. 4 sensu beans because blue, and 3D magics. Cut it down to 3. Lately I've been doing that with my blue decks. Used to always be 4 D magics and 4 beans in every blue deck, but I'm starting to go down to 3 D magics just because we have other defensive options in blue, like Hatchiyak, which is our secret rare. Of course, you're playing blue, you got to have Hatch as your secret rare, and we have heroic prospect, and also we have Chilled's army reinforcement. So we've got other negates that are pretty good, so we can afford to cut D magic down to 3. And then we've got some Saiyan Instincts, just a good generic card for draw power. This deck, it draws decently, but it doesn't draw crazy, and sometimes, you know, you're going to need that extra cards. And that is pretty much all the generic stuff that we have in the deck. Then we have the archetypes. So here's our chain basically. We can go 1 drop into 7 drop for a total of 4 energy. 1 drop to play the card. We get to draw a card when we play it. And then 3 energy to activate main if all cards in your leader area and energy area are mono blue. So we need to run mono blue if we're doing this. And your opponent has 3 or more energy. Remember that. You play a Majin Buu card, energy 7. That's how we get to our 7 drop from our energy area. So the cool thing also about this deck, you never have to worry about charging your stuff that you need, because all the stuff that you want to play, you're going to be playing from your energy area. Your 7 drop, your 4 drop. You're going to want to charge one of these guys as early as possible. And the only thing you don't really want to charge would be this Buu. Yeah, he's the only one you don't want to charge. You don't really want to charge your 1 drop either. But if you're able to switch stuff in and out of your energy and your drop, and so it's pretty cool. You'll be able to, you can have things go to your drop and not worry about it. If your Buus that you need, your 7 drops, your 4 drops, go into your drop, that's fine. You can switch them into your energy and then play them. If you need to charge something and you just have your boss monster in your hand, go ahead, charge your boss monster. It's fine. It's really cool. That's one thing I like about this. It takes some of the stress away from things going into your drop and things going into your energy that you may need, because the things you need, it's okay if they're in there. You can get them out with your leader from the drop, and you can play them from the energy with what we're about to see. So 4 energy total, 1 to play them, 3 to do this to get into our 7 drop. Or and then basic, also when we play them from our energy, we put a Gohan from our deck into our drop area. So we have a handful of Gohans. Our super combo happens to be, our Sparky super combo also happens to be a Gohan Adolescent specifically. We've got 2 of these to go under our guy. Basically, the Gohans, other than the super combos, are just to go under our 7 drop Buu. But this guy just adds me a little extra defense, you know, turn 3, and you know, you get the energy back on defense. So turn 3, if I need to stretch the game a little bit, this guy, I could see myself playing this to get a little stretch. 2 blocks with revenge, and untapping an energy, that's pretty good. But they also goes under our 7 drop. And then what the 7 drop does is triple strike. When this card is played from your energy area, choose 1 card in your drop area and place it under this card. So that's why our 1 drop is putting a Gohan into the drop from our deck, because when we play this guy, then we put the Gohan underneath him. And once per turn, when this card attacks, if there's a Sun Gohan Adolescence card under this card, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and put it under this card, and you switch it to active mode. So basically, this is a dual attack triple strike that takes one of your opponent's cards. Not ignoring barrier, but it's also often good. In the gameplay, you're going to see me swing with this guy. My opponent has 2 blockers on board. I'm able to steal one of the blockers, absorb it, and then they block the first triple strike, and then I get to swing with another triple strike. So that's basically what this guy does. That's one of our finishers. And then our other play, our other chain, a separate chain, is this guy. So the way we play this guy out is we charge him into our energy. Turn 2 usually, turn 1 or turn 2. You can do it turn 1 also. But basically, you charge him into your energy. And when you use your leader skill to put this guy in the drop, he actually comes out onto the field. And then you get an energy from the top of your deck in rest mode. So again, you're going to want to have him tapped before you do all this, or else you're going to just waste that energy. But that's free. So basically, you play this 9K. It's a 9K. You know, he's nothing big. The cool thing is, once you play him out, you can tap 1 to activate main. You send him to your warp. So you can swing with him if you want, or you can just send him straight to your warp. You get to play a Prodigious Absorption Majin Buu in your energy area. Our Prodigious Absorption is our 4 drop. So a couple things we could do. Turn 2, if we could have one of each of this in our energy area, the 4 drop and the 3 drop, or we could have a Prodigious Absorption in our drop area even, you know, and we could pitch this guy to our drop with our leader skill, and then we get to put a Majin Buu from our drop area into our energy area. We could put Prodigious Absorption into our energy area, and once he's out, and also when you do that, you also get a Gotenks from your deck. So these 2 cards are similar. One gets to the 7 drop, one gets to the 4 drop. One grabs a Gohan, one grabs a Gotenks. they get played out. These guys, this guy, when he has a Gotenks underneath him, once per turn, you can play a Majin token with 15k power and 5k combo. That comes in handy because you can get this guy out as early as turn 2, and you just start playing tokens every turn. He has barrier. He's a 20k. You can swing with him if you want, and then maybe they commit attack to killing him. That can soak up attacks. If your opponent feels threatened by this guy, it can soak up some attacks, and that's pretty good. This is turning into just a Decklist video. We got to get to the gameplay, guys. So I'm almost done. The Gotenks that we're using, 4 of these guys. It's just a good Gotenks. It has a really cool skill. It can wipe your opponent's field, ignoring barrier. They all go back to their hand. So clutch situations, I could see me playing this. It's the best Gotenks that I could that I would actually consider playing. Even though it's 4 energy, it's a blue deck, so sometimes you got to pay a lot to get a lot with blue. But the last thing, this guy was not in my deck in the game that we're about to watch, but my friend Mario pointed out to me because I was saying, man, I keep bursting my Hatchiyak. I can't get anything except Boos out of my drop into my energy area. I have 1 Zeno super combo in case my hatch gets ramped off the deck from one of these guys. Has an effect where you're not ramping because you're taking it out of your energy, so you replace it from the top of your deck. And you know, I was worried maybe I might ramp my Hatchiyak on accident with that. So I got 1 Zeno in here just in case that happens. But if he gets in my drop from my burst, which is what's happened in every testing game so far, I was like, how do I get him out? Mario showed me this card. And guess what? This card is also a Son Gohan Adolescence. So he doesn't hurt the deck at all. I can just put him under my 7 drop. But if my hatch gets into my drop and I'm not playing against something with, you know, that can stop this from hitting the field, I'll pay 3 energy to get my hatch out of my drop. You know, that's gonna save me later in the game, so it's worth it. This guy, when you play this card, choose up to 1 blue battle card, and it costs 3 or more in your drop area, and add it to your hand. So this lets us pull hatch out of our drop, and it can go under our 7 drop. Oh, and I almost forgot. There's one other Boo. This Boo, I totally left this Boo out. So this is the coolest play that you could do. We pull it off. We actually win before we really get to pull it off, but basically, check this out. For EX Evolve for 1, place 2 cards from your hand in the drop area. You can evolve this EX Evolve on a Majin Buu with an energy cost of 5 or more. And when a card evolves into this, you switch it to active mode, and it gains 30k power for the duration of the turn. So the game plan is, you get this boy out. You get a triple strike 25k, absorb something, untap him. Triple strike 25k. Also, when you play him, you get to untap a blue energy, so you're going to have a blue energy active. If you have sensu beans, oh boy, this gets crazy. And then you pay that 1 energy that you untapped. You get to evolve this guy on top. He restands to active mode, and he's a 60k triple strike. Swinging. Then, if you have sensu beans, or you have any leftover energy, as long as you have cards in your hand and energy open, you can keep evolving this guy on top of himself. So you pay 2 cards, pay an energy. Pay 2 cards. If you have 6 energy and you pay 4 to get into this guy, because this guy can also evolve into the 7 drop for 4 energy. It's just better to go through the 1 drop because it's only 3 energy. So if you have to, you go 7 drop from him too. But you go triple strike 25k, triple strike 25k, triple strike 60k. Then you go into another one of these guys, you have triple strike 90k. Then, if I've done this before in a tournament, you can go again into him and get triple strike 120k. I mean, in theory, if I run 3 in the deck, I should 60, 90. No, the most I can do is 120. In theory, you could get to 150k base power triple strike with this guy and swing. If you ran 4 in the deck, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triple strikes in a turn, most of them around 100k. It's nuts. It's super nuts. If they don't have a floodgate and you got the setup in your hand, bro, you're tearing them up. Anyway, let's get into the gameplay. All right, guys, let's get into this gameplay. Majin Buu. Mario's playing the new set 16 Dabura deck, so it's pretty cool. We also get to see a little gameplay from that. I wasn't really planning on building that deck and testing it out, but after seeing Mario play it, it looks awesome, and I want to definitely check it out. But anyway, his turn 1, he's starting it off. He's playing the Poutine. So it's basically a swap deck with black cards like Poutines and Gravies and Toas. And the swap that it does is pretty strong. He can get off a lot of attacks. My turn 1, I can't do anything. I have no turn 1 play in my hand. So I just charge up my Buu that I need to be charged. That is Majin Buu, Tide Turning Absorption. So we put him in our energy. And we swing. We do the bursting just to fill up our drop. Helps us get our Gohans and our Gotenks into the drop. But we didn't do any of the energy switching. You don't have to switch out your energy. You can just burst and not switch the energy out. And so right now he played King Summons, Mechikabura King Summons. It lets you play a Demon God or Demon Realm Race, all that stuff. And I think he had some plan that he had done with this deck. And when we reread the card, I guess he had read it wrong. And you can't... we were thinking because of the way it's worded, it could be understood that you could play a black card or a Demon Realm, like a black Demon Realm Race. It's hard to explain, but he tried to play a red Dabura out. And we read through the card a couple times and talked about it, and we're like, nah, you can't play that out. So his deck is a little off because he's got some red Daburas in there that he thought he could play off that King Summons. But it's still a cool deck. You'll see he does pretty well here with it. So I've got my my Prodigal Absorption and my 1-drop for 1 energy, or for 2 energy. I'm able to get a 4-drop, a token, a 1-drop that lets me draw a card. And also that 1-drop is something he's going to want to get off the board because it lets me get into my 7-drop. So now it's back to his turn. He's awakened. We're pressuring pretty hard. And he's already down to 4 life. We've got about equal hands. I think I've got 9 cards in my hand. He's got 10 cards in his hand. So he's going to swing with his leader here at my token. I think he just doesn't want to give me any cards to hand. So he wants to clear my board instead of attacking into my leader. And he's getting a pretty wide field. He's got the Umbral Invader. Is that Umbral? King Vegeta's... that King Vegeta, I thought it was King Vegeta Umbral something. Which when it's in rest mode, if I swing at his leader, I have to warp a card from my hand. But now see, I've got another Prodigal Absorption in my energy, and I've got another Tide Turning Absorption in my energy. So for 1 energy, I can get into my 4-drop again and play another token. So we're going to swing. We're checking for floodgates here. Swinging a 20k at his... Man, I want to call it Umbral Invader, but I'm not sure if that's the name. And I can't read it every time I hover over it. But the King Vegeta... Or maybe it's King Summons. Something. I can't remember. Anyway, the King Vegeta. We're swinging into that and trying to get it off the board. And I decide, whatever. I don't mind warping a card from my hand. I'm going to keep pressuring his leader. Because right now, we're doing our burst and all that. And we're going to go back into our 4-drop again. We got to make sure we get a Gotenks in there. There was none in my deck. I had 2 in my hand and 2 in my life. So I had to combo off Gotenks to get them under my 4-drops. Because I wasn't able to grab them from my deck and put them into my drop with my Tide Turning Invasion. But now you see I've got two 20k 4-drops with Barrier. I've got 2 tokens. And now we're going to play a little defense here. We've got D-Magic. We've got Chilled's Army Reinforcements, which is what we just used. Take a life to get down to Awakening range. But I want to awaken offensively. Because look, in my hand I've got the setup. I've got the 7-drop. I've got the Kid Buu. So I want to be able to awaken offensively. So we're going to use up some negates here and some super combos because he gets a lot of attacks in this turn. Look at all these swap cards. That Poutine, that 3-drop Poutine is potentially a dual attacker. He can get rid of his token and restand it. It goes up to 25k. So it's like a dual attacker 25k. Or it's a blocker for defense if you don't swing twice with it. His Toa is, I think, another dual attacker. So we're just going to watch Mario swap and attack and untap and swap. And so now he's swinging with Toa. He can go from that Toa into another Toa for I think no energy, or very cheaply. See, he's swapping now into the other Toa. I believe this Toa is also a dual attack. Yep. The Toa, the 3-drop Toa is a dual attack. The 3-drop Poutine's a dual attack. His King Vegeta is a double striker. He's just getting a lot of attacks. We're down to 2 life. So now we've used negates. I still got a D magic in my hand. I'm saving it because I don't know if he has an Overrealm or what. I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to keep attacking. See, he's got another Toa 1-drop. That's another 15k attack. And that lets him grab the 3-drop Toa. So now I know he's got 3 more 15k attacks coming. There goes the other one. Swing. And we talked about it after the game. I think if he would have kept swinging, I don't think he would have won. It would have been close. If he would have kept swinging here, you're going to see him stop swinging soon and pass turn to me. If he would have kept swinging, it would have been pretty close. He might have been able to get me. But I've got some 10Ks in my hand. I would have had to use my 10Ks, so I wouldn't have had my Kid Buu play. But see, now he passes turn to me. We've got the setup. We've just got to go to 4 energy. We can awaken and untap an energy. We can play our 7-drop Buu and untap an energy. That leaves us with 2 energy standing. We've got 2 Kid Buus in our hand. We've got enough cards. We've got 4 extra blue cards that we can pitch. And we get 2 tokens on the board for combo power. And right now I'm just testing for floodgates. I'm going to swing a few times just to feel him out, see if he's got any floodgates. He is not floodgate negating. He's got no energy up, so I don't see the secret rare that he's running, the Brainwash Supreme Kai. So I'm just going to go into my 7-drop now. And he's got 2 blockers on field, right? So we're going to swing, and we're going to absorb one of his blockers, and he's going to block one of those attacks because he's at 3 life. He's in kill range of all our attacks that are about to be coming. And I'm going to absorb blocker. He's going to block one. And I think this next one kills him. But just for fun, I show him that I had the Kid Buu for 2 more. We would have had a 90k Kid Buu attack and tons of combo power. And that is game, boys. All right, boys, what'd you think of the deck? I love this deck. I think it's pretty fun. I loved it when it first came out and I was playing it red-blue. I still like it. I just love Buu as a character, and I really like this deck and what it does. It seems pretty consistent. Maybe it's not like a meta deck. It's not going to win you some big tournament or something, but fun deck at locals that's going to catch people off guard. Heck yeah. But if you agree, like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/DragonballJunkie, and watch the video and playlist I got going. And I will catch you guys later. I'm out. Peace.